even coming to the TED talk, oh boy, I was nervous. But I saw a boy who was sitting there. He was also a TED speaker here. And I asked him, are you not nervous? तुम्हें डर नहीं लगता? इतने सारे लोग बैठे हैं. अगर तुमने कुछ गलत बोल दिया तो? But he said, दीदी देखो, मुझे ना सिर्फ शेर से डर लगता है और मुझे बोलने शोलने से डर नहीं लगता. And that really gave me the confidence. So before starting, let me ask you a simple question. What's worse, being seen for something you're not or not being seen at all? Because let's be real, being reduced to stereotypes is exhausting. But being invisible, that's also isolating. Yesterday, I decided to conduct a small inquiry within the hallways of my school. No formal methodology, just pure curiosity. I went up to my peers and asked, when you look at me, what is the first thing you see? And honestly, I was expecting a bit too much. I thought I'd hear the great artist, the loudest speaker, the one who's always late for math. I was looking for a reflection of my own character. But the results were astonishing. Survey findings revealed that most people identify me just as a Japanese at first glance, without any prior interaction or contextual information. Often, well-meaning people tell me, but I don't see you as Japanese, you're just an Indian. Honestly, that sounds kind. But here's the hard truth. When you tell me you don't see my heritage, you're telling me you don't see my mother. You're telling me that in order to be accepted here, I have to leave half of my heritage at the home. Often, we don't realize that the words we say affect other people. And it's not just about me. Anyone who has felt they were not enough of something or too much of something knows this feeling. Can we have a raise of hand who feels the same? Because I do, honestly. Yeah. All of you must be studying in schools right now. Then you must have experienced the chaos. Because a classroom of 40 students is not just a classroom. It's a competition to be louder, funnier, stronger, or more noticeable. Then there's me. For a long time, my life felt like a scripted performance. Introductions were not about my name. They were often, this is my friend, she's half Japanese by the way. Suddenly, I was a fun fact. I call this the Identity Starter Crisis Pack. It comes with a lifetime subscription of, do you eat sushi every day? Do you eat cockroaches? And by the way, we do not eat cockroaches. Why is your eyes not like these? Why are they not ching chong? Say something in Japanese now. Are you a ninja? Which country do you like more? Yamero! At first, being the different kid felt like a badge I could wear proudly until it started defining me more than myself. And somewhere between wondering if I was Indian enough for the playground or Japanese enough for my mother's living room, I stopped being me. Researchers like Baumeister and Leary tells us that humans have a need to belong. For mixed heritage students, this often leads to shape-shifting. You adapt your tone, your language, your slang, just to fit the room. I too had these moments, and can you guess what I did? I laughed. Because that's what we do, right? You don't want to be too sensitive or too rude. So instead, you adjust. I remember my sister crying every night because she felt she wasn't fair enough for the Japanese ideal and felt too different for the Indian one. Psychologists call this bicultural identity crisis, the feeling of being in between. My sister and I were victims of two different worlds who had forgotten how to unpack our bags. I remember once I was going to a friend's family gathering, so happy that I had finally left my identity crisis at home. But the moment I stepped in and caught an eye of a friend, he said, "Chui yappa po po, agai momos." The whole room erupted. Everyone laughed. That sharp, crisp, collective sound made the air feel thin. I was standing there with a half smile plastered on my face, doing exactly what they supposed me to do. I felt pain. I shivered. I felt like my world was falling down. For them, it was a joke, but for me, it felt like a wall. I wanted to cry out. I wanted to ask for help. For them, I was not just a friend. I was merely a joke. My heritage was a joke. We all, but my community, my students, my friends, my teachers, my school became my sanctuary when the world saw me as a fun fact. Teachers were the architect of my belonging. They saw past a fun fact and actually an individual who wants to belong. Often, people say that you just need a small talk, a small push to move on. And that's what happened. Now let's talk about the land itself, the land we are sitting on right now, India. India is a pluralistic society, rightfully said by Hobbes' Feet that it's a land of hospitality and culture. For instance, Rath Yatra of Lord Jagannath is held every year so that every individual, irrespective of caste, creed, gender, sex, has an opportunity to get a glimpse of the deity. Once, I was sitting on my balcony, trying to disappear. I was tired of being a joke. But then, my neighboring auntie sat down beside me. She did not ask about my heritage. She looked at the charcoal mess I made and said, "The way you draw this line is exactly how I tell my stories to people. We both are artists, are we not? Next week is Durga Puja, and we want your vision. Ashte bochor abar hobe." At that instant, I finally felt like whole. I finally felt like I was a community. I was not a foreigner in my own homeland. We all love our childhoods, right? We all have great memories attached to it. I also have good memories, where every summer I used to travel from the spicy, sweltering chaos of India to the quiet and calmness of Japan. I would often experience reverse nostalgia, the feeling of being in between. There, I thought, something is wrong with me, something. I don't know what, but something is wrong with me, I guess. As rightfully said by Maslow, that a human can be only the best version of themselves if they truly feel that they belong somewhere. I was feeling exactly the same. I was there, but never truly in. But that's when I realized that my story can't just be about confusion. I realized that identity is not a performance, a task, or a duty. Belongingness is not something people give to you. It's a permission slip. Belongingness is a bridge that you build between your worlds. I realized that my community, my school, my people, you all have helped me transform from identity diffusion, the painful feeling of being in between, to developing an ego identity. I finally feel whole here. I realized that we should stop shrinking to what other people expect. Choose curiosity over assumption. Ask, let people know your story, your life, and don't be defined on other people's terms. Because the harsh truth, or the truth, is that racism is not about color. It's about how uncomfortable we are with the differences itself. I am a whole story and I deserve to be listened. My story is not over till I say it is. Thank you all.